What?
What?
Are we live?
Okay.
What?
Why are you all in my apartment?
I've just decided to stop questioning it, to be honest. You're all just
Yeah.
here. That's what keeps happening, and I accept it.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. Home invasion. It's a beautiful thing.
You heard it here first, folks. Get that on a
it's-
t-shirt.
Most people don't feel that that's the case, but
That is one of my biggest fears, by the way, because I blast music and blast headphones for whatever reason, and I'm just so afraid that someone's just gonna walk behind me. So I always look back like every hour when I'm gaming, paranoid.
Oh my gosh.
honestly,
That's, I mean,
And on
Yeah.
that note, what happened last week, Ben?
you guys got in a fight. You duked it out with a bunch of Rex's, sort of like minions, essentially. One of whom, after dying, essentially just degraded into like a pile of ash, leaving their armor mostly empty.
Yeah.
Which is not the typical means of decomposition. So that's a thing that you may or may not want to dig into at some point. But you...
Found the little scroll with the...
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you found a scroll. Specifically, Corna found a scroll with... with writing that is Akkadian but not Akkadian. You were able to decipher a couple of words, which led you to think about some like old legends that you then kind of corroborated with other members of the group, sort of discussing this idea of at some point in ancient history, this light between dark and light, and supposedly the light destroyed the darkness. But you
I
also
don't like
all
how you
know-
say supposedly.
Well, I mean, you also all know that there is still evil and darkness in the world, so clearly that's not actually the case. Otherwise, there wouldn't be.
That's fair.
Logic.
Yeah, it's just how it works. I don't make the rules. I do make the rules actually. So
Yeah, that's actually like your whole deal.
that's why I'm here, is just to make rules. And then you bid farewell to Rosie, who mentioned that she had some folks that she needed to pick up before meeting you guys somewhere in the vicinity of Omissarian. Exactly where to be determined, but she kind of figured it was going to take her a couple of weeks of travel to collect a couple of her friends from back when she used to be an adventurer. She mentioned she was going to be traveling up to the capital of Gianni, which is the city of Gian, and then picking up a druid friend of hers in a forest that is quite large, and that's where she expects that she will be spending a significant portion of her time. You guys, worth noting, from 2 weeks ago, still have a bunch of information in your possession from the police that you had not actually delved into it all because you simply did not have time as you arrived and immediately were attacked. Or had hold person cast on you. But it looks like you guys are going to be doing some traveling in the near future. And when we left off, you guys were sort of tending to your wounds and essentially discussing ancient history. So we find ourselves still here in the streets, rain pouring down, with some options ahead of you. What would you guys like to do?
There's a finger raised, Ben.
Just a singular finger? Yes, finger person.
Rev, kind of looking around,
Mm-hmm.
would like to pull out her sending stone.
Sure.
And send what is possibly the most stressful text message you can send any human. She is going to text Giovanni and just say, "We need to talk."
Oh.
And then she's going to put her phone in her pocket and go help her friends.
Okay. Cool. What you don't see in your phone is an ellipses, and then it disappears. And an ellipses, and it disappears. An ellipses, it disappears.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it. It's an immensely
Too
stressful.
too
I'm getting
triggering. Too trigger
Yeah,
trigger
right?
warning for being left on red. Hey chat, I know you need them.
Oh boy. Stress out. We've all been there. It's not a fun time.
Content warning, left on red.
Amazing.
Do we have, I don't know if this was discussed, but do we have a means of getting to where this factory is? Like, are we supposed to like take public transit? Are we supposed to like book a car? Do we need to talk to Giovanni?
Any of these are possibilities. The main thing that you're going to run into currently is that Giovanni is not here.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. So in terms of like asking for his help securing something, you're going to be like, it's going to be a bit of a struggle bus.
What is Mitra's public transit system like?
Well, on the Western continent, they have things that they have, sort of these mass transit systems that run regularly and on time. Here on the Eastern continent, it's all a privatized network, so they charge exorbitant fees, and they're unreliable, and they break down all the time. So, also they are subsidized by public funds. So there's that. Yeah.
So what you're saying is we couldn't take a bus.
Probably not. You do know that there are several means. You can travel on land, which will take you a while. There are airships that frequently, make trips between various capital cities. You could also go by boat, although you imagine that of all of the methods that you could travel, that is probably the least efficient.
Cool.
The coastal trip is extremely long, and traveling in a more direct route that sort of like takes you out into open waters is not terribly advisable because there are large beings in the sea that like to eat folks.
So I'm gonna pull out my sending stone, and I'm looking for the best deals on airship tickets, comparing from like a bunch of different places on the Stone network. I don't fucking know.
Are you looking at like a location called like Canoe?
Yeah, I'm looking on Canoe.
Or
Also checking out.
Pricewire?
Oh, I was gonna say Sliceline, but that works too.
Sliceline is where you get pizza.
Cheapships.com. Yeah, so I'd like to. Can I roll for deals?
Sure.
Why
not?
What does that roll look like?
Why not? Just roll a d20.
Just a straight d20?
Just straight d20.
Okay, but like I'm really good at this. I'm a mom.
All right, so add a plus. How many kids do you have?
3.
Add a +6 to the roll.
Okay, cool. 17.
17?
Yeah.
Fortuitously enough, there are a couple of airships that are going to be making their way up that direction in the next couple of days that are relatively inexpensive.
Cool. So I'm gonna book a flight for tomorrow morning if everyone's cool with that. If no one has any objections, I think like a 6 a.m. seems like it's when we can probably best deal. We cool?
Flight. What does that mean?
I'm sorry. An airship? Have you ever been on an air? Oh boy. How do you feel about heights? Well, and then I'll just check if Bergen and Rosie have any anti-anxiety medication, any kind of sedatives that we can bring with
Mistress,
us.
we can locate sedatives in the house, and Patrick starts walking into the house.
Do we find any sedatives?
And what's the thing I do now?
Is it approximate? Is that what
Approximate. I almost said appropriate,
yeah.
and that's a very different.
Yeah,
That's
and
very
does
different,
approximate for sedatives.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, fuck yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you absolutely
Yeah.
do.
You
They're
know, I
called,
was gonna put prestidigitation in its place, but no, approximate. It's important to Patchwork. Let's go.
It's called Kanak.
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 Cool. Kanak.
It's just the or Kanax with a, but it's
Kanak,
Kanaks.
Yeah, and their little
Yeah.
logo is like a little axe.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no, it's like an axe and a little can crossed, like in an
Yeah.
X.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Mistress, we have located some Kanaks.
Excellent. All right. So, Al, what you're going to do is when we board the airship, you're going to take 2 of these. And then I will see you when we land, and you will be having just the happiest nap. Let's call it a nap. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think nap is the word that.
Good
that
Monk
lets me call
Alistar, you will be quite inebriated.
it. That's okay. Well, no.
Would such a small pill affect one as stout as I?
If you don't feel anything in 30 to 45 minutes, you can take another one. But
That's terrible advice.
I think you should be fine.
God.
Terrible
Oh,
advice.
no. Oh, I see where this is
Oh my
going.
God.
If that is what thou suggests, then I shall do so. Thank you,
Amazing.
Lady Zod, young Patchwork.
I really want to say something, but Patrick will not.
So we're all good for the 6 a.m. tomorrow. That is, again, it will be probably 50 to 60 gold. No, I don't know how the currency works in this world. Is 50 to 60 gold a lot?
For a 1,200 mile trip.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
It's going to be
Is a gold like
probably-
$1? Are we like doing like a 1-to-1?
approximately, not really. A trip that far is probably going to be about 120 gold a pop.
Great. So if we take the 6 a.m., it's going to be 115. If we go any later than that, we're going to be looking at 120, 130. I'm all for a deal. What does everyone
That
think?
is not a big difference.
Yeah, 6 a.m. is pretty early, I think, given we all
He's
just
still
almost died.
bleeding. Yeah, let's.
For the sake of Neener, he needs some rest.
So 9 a.m.?
The 8 a.m. is 90 gold.
The 8 a.m.'s 90 gold. Just found out. Could be good. Could be great. Could be fun.
Flash sale. Crazy.
Flash sale. Only 90 gold.
What time is it
I
now?
like start Vanna whiting it.
At this point, it's probably you guys were looking at 4 in the afternoon, sort of like after the hour, so maybe a little bit later, 4 or 5, sort of after patching yourselves up and whatnot. Yeah.
Is
you're
this?
looking at
Are we
probably-
airporting this? We have to be there X number of. Because Azad feels like she gets there 4 hours in advance.
Oh god, it absolutely does.
And,
There's no need for it, by the way.
Yeah.
Because
So if it's
an
an 8 a.m.
magic.
flight, then we probably should get there around 5:36, just to be safe. I know it's a domestic flight, but you never know what's going to happen. There's a lot of us. There's that many opportunities for something to go wrong.
You know what? There are enough of us. We will not all fit in one carriage. So why don't we will, anyone who wants to sleep can come with me and we will meet you there.
Okay, but I have all the tickets, which is, I'm just worried that if
That's
I'm...
fine.
Okay.
We'll meet you there.
Okay.
Because that's really early.
If something goes wrong, we will be getting on the airship no matter what. I just want to put that out there now so that we've established expectations. Because if you're choosing to come later, that is okay. That is your prerogative. However, if there is some sort of
I think if we show up at
accident-
7:30, it'll probably be fine.
Yeah, I would say the rest of you know that you can show up 30 minutes in advance and it's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's your flight.
I
it's your
really
choice.
don't like airship food, so like
Mistress, the recommended arrival time for departures from airships is approximately 30 minutes.
I know that's what they say,
Oh, no.
Patchwork. But you never know. There's so many factors and so many variables, and I I've seen it go wrong before. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey,
As you say, mistress.
could I get you guys to make a quick perception check?
Oh
Yes, 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 yes. Let's do it.
Bill looked like he had something to say.
Oh, Bill, did you want to add something?
No, Bill.
Are you sure?
Bill's all fine and dandy.
Okay.
24.
no.
24? Okay.
Yes.
Patrick rolled a 1 for
Ooh.
an 8.
Hell yeah.
Patrick's
27.
just like going through like their bag, like looking for an old manual of like the airships.
20, 30.
Why would they put a deception in the rules and regulations of departure?
Okay. So those
Why
of
does it
you-
sound like someone is rolling 17,000
I
dice? right now?
had to move
Love it.
all of my dice tray was a little too full to roll.
the be- it's
I
the
would
best
like it
possible
noted,
issue to have.
DM, I would like it noted that my study of magic allows me to instinctively sense its presence. So if this is magic related,
Oh,
I instinctively sense it.
You do instinctively sense it.
Mother titties.
Or
I had
in
a
this
feeling.
particular instance, what you sense is that something is wearing off. And those of you that rolled over a 20 notice that the bodies that are still around you, you can see that their shape is beginning to shift a little bit, namely that their clothing is beginning to look a little bit different. And as you sit here for a moment, it is beginning to look significantly more like the garb that the city guard wear.
Okay, but like, why are these ones not also dissolving to ash? That would be so convenient.
Should we burn them to ash?
Honestly, maybe right now.
Jesus, William.
Does anybody have
I
fire?
just think it's practically here.
I actually do think that burning the bodies might not be a bad idea in this situation. However, before we do that, does that mean that these are do we recognize them from, well, either I recognize them from when we were at the carnival or anyone else recognize them from when they went to the city watch to talk to the, like, are these city watchmen?
You don't
Oh, like-
recognize
oh,
them,
oh.
but like they are very clearly, yes, these are employees of the city of Galsa. You have unequivocally killed city guard in the
Okay,
streets.
yep. Let's
of a
get these
residential neighborhood.
inside now.
Ugh. How many bodies are there?
There were 1, 2, 3, 4 bodies besides the one that turned to ash.
Okay, Alice is gonna go over and pick up the bodies and says, "We shan't do no such thing. These bodies deserve their own burial."
That's great,
Alex,
but they
you
need to
should
go
really
inside.
That down,
No.
'cause now you're.
He
Uh,
carries the 4 bodies.
Oh my god. I'm gonna.
All
I'm gonna
four
need someone
bodies.
to make a quick luck check. It's a D100.
Well, I was gonna say I'm gonna quickly illusionary object.
Sure, I
a
will roll the
shit
D100.
ton of
Okay.
boxes, like a shit ton of crates. Because I'd rather people think someone's like moving into the neighborhood than there's a bunch of dead bodies, and I'd like them to essentially block this from view.
Sure,
Just
sure.
let's
Yeah.
I kid you not. 69.
Nice.
Nice.
I feel like I am legally and morally
I will
obligated
say
to
it's in
not
my picture.
punish that roll.
I will send you a
No.
picture.
I
That
think that's
feels like a
great.
critical success.
That's the luckiest roll of all.
Some kind, yeah. That's better than a 100.
Yeah.
You
Um,
crit on
not?
100, on 10 over, and on 69.
yes, that's just how it works. That's a new house rule. Okay. Fortunately enough, it seems like it's dinner time and people were busy doing whatever. There's the occasional like roll of thunder that appears to have disguised the sound of combat. So no one is currently outside looking to see what happened. And fortunately, because it's raining, the blood is being washed off the streets and quickly into the drains. So you between Al, sort of quickly picking up the bodies, and Azad making it look like there are just large crates everywhere, you are able to quickly enough get the now deceased city guard off the streets, so that you don't attract the ire of the law. which is very fortuitous.
And carrying these bodies, I was gonna go if there's like a forest, a grove, a place where he can dig. 'Cause he doesn't have a shovel. He will do what he normally does, and will bury the bodies somewhere. I'm not sure how.
You are currently in a heavily populated neighborhood. There is no place that you could do this nearby without trudging several blocks to then go through the manned gate, which will take you past more guards, to then go outside and travel for a couple of miles through, farming area before you or farming country before you get to any wooded areas.
Oh yeah, Alistair's not that dumb.
That's good to know.
There are a couple of churches nearby that have graveyards, but you're still looking at a similar. You're gonna have to walk these bodies through roads that are patrolled not regularly, but not irregularly.
Can we at least change their clothes? Not maybe change their. Oh, I don't want to take off that feels. I just don't think you should be carrying guards' bodies in uniform.
Lady Azard, you shan't have to worry. I am one with the shadows.
Okay.
And the night will blanket me.
Okay.
None shall be able to witness me.
Do you maybe want my hat to disguise you as a guard? As a guard carrying other guards, and then you can say that we're helping your friends.
Drunk. They're passed out drunk.
Yeah, they're
one of them is
drunk.
actively missing its head. There's just a bloody stump of a
really
neck.
can't hold his.
Oh my god.
Another one has like femur through its head.
If thou
Really
has a
drunk. It was a wild, wild night.
if thou has a blanket or some type of covering and I look over at the damaged home, what remains of your home.
Patchwork.
I mean,
You're
it's
good
still
at
standing.
finding-
It's not gonna fall down. Yeah, I have blankets, and I'll go get just like a random dark. Honestly, if there's a rug in their
What
living
about
room or
wheelbarrow?
our living room, I
Do you
would
have a
probably
wheelbarrow?
pull out a rug so that it can be classically wrapped in the rug.
I mean, if you're gonna dispose of a body, you should probably wrap it
It
in a
should
rug.
be wrapped in a rug.
Absolutely.
If you have
No,
a wheelbarrow,
what
you
would
could
we
put
do
the-
with a wheelbarrow? We
I don't
don't
know.
have a yard.
Do not. Okay, that's fair.
They have a very small backyard. There is no need for a wheelbarrow back there.
That's fair.
Rosie just carries stuff.
You got a bigger backyard now, so that's fun.
Wait, what? How?
Because part of the house got blown out.
No, it didn't get blown out. They
Why did it
threw
get blown
like
out?
no, they like smashed in the door and they threw essentially like grenades in the windows, but it wasn't explosive
Oh, I
to
was
do
picturing
damage.
like half the. Okay, that's fair.
No. The window. It's like there's like this like toxic gas still like
Okay.
emanating slowly from it, but it's not like it didn't like burn down or like
Okay.
yeah. They weren't trying to like blow the place up and kill everybody. They wanted to just like extract people for leverage.
Cool.
Mistress, we could locate a wheelbarrow in the neighborhood.
You know what, Patchwork? Go for it.
Are you using approximate again?
Yes.
Hey,
Jesus Christ.
Patrick flies into the air
Uh-huh.
and casts approximate. See
Uh-huh.
if there are any wheelbarrows in anybody's backyard.
What is the range on approximate?
What is the range on approximate? That's a great question.
Hmm.
I would start keeping track of the things that Patchwork approximates the way I track the mysteries that Corna solves, but I genuinely don't think my notebook is big enough.
Yes. that's
10
true.
feet.
10 feet.
Fly
There
around the
are no wheelbarrows within 10 feet of you currently. But if you'd like to fly around, you can.
We would love to fly around.
Okay.
Just like bouncing from rooftop to rooftop,
Yeah.
looking in the
that's what it
back.
does. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. How long are you willing to spend?
On searching for a wheelbarrow?
Yeah.
Till I find one.
Okay.
I'll
Alright.
just have a limit. Wait, no.
Patchwork could do this all day.
It takes you probably 30-ish minutes.
Wait,
before
has
you're
Al
able-
already left with the bodies wrapped in the blanket by the time that Patrick is back?
Maybe.
Good
Feels
party.
like probably.
Good,
Yeah,
good
those
party
those
work.
bodies aren't just
Like
in the
I knew
street.
where there was a rug. It did not
Mhm.
take me very long.
Mhm.
I would say because Alistair has the ability to conceal himself in basically without having to be concealment due to
Mhm.
being extra sneaky. So at some point, waiting for Patchwork, maybe like 15 minutes in, without even saying anything to anyone, holding these four carpets or three carpets of people. Or one carpet full of three people. However,
Jesus.
he will use that ability and his I'm trying to get the full name of it. It is a combination of my incredible movement with my I forget the name of it. It's something sneak. A sneaky, just called sneaky.
Oh,
Where for as long as I succeed on a stealth check, whatever that check would be, that even if I'm like out in the without greater cover or anything like that, I still have concealment. Kind of stick to the shadows.
interesting. Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Okay, I'm really good at these.
Yeah.
If I fail this, I literally built this character for stealth, so I'll be really mad. Okay, not bad, not bad. 12 on the die plus 10, so 22.
22. That is we're gonna see if you come across any patrols. That's 1. You do not. Yeah, okay. No one notices you as you make your way. Are you trying to take them to a graveyard?
Yes, whatever their churches or something like that. Yes, specifically, but they open up gates or even break in. Yes, I will.
It's sort of like it's one of those ones that has sort of like a low fence around it, which I mean you're able to hop easily enough. Digging a grave, even with a stealth check of 22, is going to take a bit of time. The likelihood that somebody sees you is not 0. Are you gonna like just leave the bodies there, or are you planning to actually bury them?
Bury, say a little prayer for you.
A little bit for you.
As Alistair being trained with the monks and trained in religion, as one of his he worships the Lord, the deity of light and goodness, will plan on doing a whole like mini ceremony. I mean, not saying like a whole hour, but a burial and a Hail Mary kind of thing.
Okay. Sweet. I'm going to need an athletics check to see how quickly you can dig this hole. And while this is happening, so you guys are all sort of like kind of milling around trying to figure out like, okay, do we like wait, do we not? And then just all of a sudden Alistair and the bodies have disappeared. And maybe like 15 minutes later, Patchwork rolls up with a giant wheelbarrow looking, I assume, quite pleased with themselves.
Can a robot look pleased with themselves?
Patchwork, can you look pleased with yourself?
Yes, but Patchwork wouldn't call it that. I think Patchwork is successful in the mission.
Are you glowing?
Patrick's just radiating.
Mistress, we have located a wheelbarrow. We borrowed it from a nice orc.
Did you did you ask the orc or did you borrow it silently?
We asked the orc.
Okay.
We convinced them to give us the wheelbarrow.
Did they want to?
Smash cut to 3 blocks away. There's an orc tied up in his chair, just like
no. Patchwork used charitable urge.
No.
Oh. Well,
I don't know, honey. I felt really like I needed to share the wheelbarrow for a couple of hours. It's probably fine.
We will return it once the bodies are disposed of.
Unfortunately, the bodies are gone, so you can return it now.
Oh, we shall return it to the orc.
Okay, great.
Patchwork wheels it back.
What I will say is, you guys do have a lot of bags, and this wheelbarrow would probably fit most of them very conveniently.
We all have a bag of holding, though.
Yeah.
So,
That's a
like,
fair point,
can
yeah.
I ask why
Sure.
Azad hasn't put her other bags in her bag of holding?
Oh. Well, because she didn't think of it.
The bag of holding, just like a
Wait, why did we put the
bagworm.
bodies in the bag of holding?
Oh, that's also a really good
Mm.
They're already dead. We're not going to kill them.
But then you have to
Yeah,
like
no,
chop up.
that's-
You have to chop them up. They can't really fit in there unless you like break up.
It's a bag of holding. Of course they can fit in there.
I mean, they can fit
How
inside,
big
but
is
then
the
can they-
entrance to the bag?
Yeah, the entrance wouldn't be big enough to put a whole body in.
Maybe with their little bodies. Or they're very skinny.
Roll for bag opening. I'm kidding. Don't
Roll for
bag opening.
viscera.
Want to.
Oh, there's a lot
God.
of viscera. Let me tell you.
I wouldn't put that viscera in my bag of holding. I'm just saying.
You know, it's
think-
tough to get out of the corners of the pocket dimension. You know, just
Yeah.
like collects.
I think
Not
when
good.
Rev is like, why don't we just put all the bags in a bag of holding? Azad is just like, and just like very silently goes over and starts putting the bags into a bag of holding. You know,
Didn't you make someone carry those bags for you?
yes.
Okay.
So
Was it Al?
Al is
think
always
it was.
offering to carry everything at every
Yeah,
moment.
definitely.
Probably,
So.
probably a good thing that Al's not here to see you have this moment of realization that
Yeah.
he didn't have to do that. Al, what was that athletics check?
Oh, I'm rolling it now.
Mm,
Ooh, that is going to be a 25.
25.
Yeah, I hope that's good.
Because it's raining, the ground is relatively soft, and actually looking around, you notice there's a couple of there is a recent grave here, which, if you guys remember, one of the guards was killed during the fight with the Modrons, and seems reasonably likely that this is where they're buried. So there are tools nearby. You're able to find them quickly enough and just dig a grave. Is this a mass grave?
This is
No,
so dark.
He would
questions you gotta
definitely
ask.
he would give them each one their own burial like plot, I guess.
Okay. All right, we're gonna do a quick. I'm rolling like dog shit. You're very lucky. Nobody notices as like darkness begins to fall. People tend to avoid graveyards at night. You are able to finish your work. Diligently digging these graves and saying a quick prayer for each of the individual guards.
Yeah, as he finishes burying them, if he doesn't get caught in the end, he kind of stands over all the mounds and just closes in his eyes and whispers silently, "Oh, Savior of light, with all the powers in the heavens, I beseech thee to take these guilty ones into thy embrace, so they shall receive mercy underneath thy love and affection." And he kind of just does like a holy symbol with his hands for the deity of light and goodness, before looking back one last time, the rain falling down his body, taking a deep sigh and sneaking back because he doesn't want to just walk back. He just
Sure.
also would like to not have people see that I came back.
Okay. Are you carrying a bloody rug, or did you like dump that in the bottom of one of the graves?
I would return the rug.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool. I respect that. Go ahead and make a stealth check on your way back for me.
Okay.
just a nice bloody rug.
This one is the same exact roll, 22.
Oh, wow. All right. Very nice. You are able to make your way back unhindered. Rev, I have a question for you. You are able to sort of like innately detect when there is magic on things. Is it just the presence of magic, or are you able to know more than that? You're muted.
You're right. Sorry, the pup was being loud, so I didn't
That's
know you all that.
A-okay.
Okay, so the specific language of it is arcane sense. Your study of magic allows you to instinctively sense its presence.
Okay.
So just sense its presence. I can cast a first level detect magic at will as an arcane innate spell. If I'm a master in arcana, it's heightened to 3rd level. If I'm legendary, it's heightened to 4th level.
Dang. Okay, cool.
I am only trained in it, so those other two do not matter. But I could cast Detect Magic at will as an arcane innate spell if I wanted to, but I think my interpretation of that, correct me if you don't want to do it this way, is that I can kind of like spidey senses. Oh, hey, something magic's here, and if I want to cast it, I can learn more the way Detect Magic kind of lets you.
That feels right.
Feels right.
Yeah, I like it. Can you make a I guess like a history or a what is it? A recall knowledge check for me?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know if I know what to use for that, but it's a 10 on the die, so probably not amazing. Is this something that like my lore
Let's see here. I'm gonna look at
bonus would
your
account for?
skills. Sure. Yeah, I'll say yes in this moment.
Amazing. Then it's a 20.
A 20?
Yeah.
Cool. With a 20, the fact that they were disguised is sort of like kicking around in your head. But it's still like there's something doesn't sit right about the whole experience in the sense that sure, city guard can be just kind of like bought, but Bergen and Rosie, are like pretty well loved in the community. Rosie in particular is like kind of like a folk hero in some ways, right? Like she's pretty famous for what she'd done.
This all makes sense. People would not have put up with me if I didn't live with them.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So it strikes you as very odd, if not entirely improbable, that they would have willingly gone in and like gotten these kids and Bergen out unless there was something else influencing them. And as you're thinking about this, there's this moment where you're like, oh, I had this like sense of something during the fight that just like in the moment was not the priority, and I was focused on like, not dying or making sure that my friends didn't die. But you feel like there was something else that was sort of motivating them that wasn't necessarily their own desire to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I think in that case, is it like my magic-y spider senses, or like, okay, they've left, but it wasn't just their clothing was magic to look different? Like I'm still feeling like that tingle at the back of like something's still off.
Yeah, like it's when you like you go through something and like
cool.
Yeah, you like your gut or your spidey sense is just like there's something off about this, but it's just not important enough in the heat of the moment to really pay any attention to. But you're like, okay, like I'll come back to that later. I think this is one of those things where as you're thinking about like what had happened, the more you think about it, the more you're like, I don't know exactly what it was that I was picking up on, but there has to have been something else. Like they have to have been influenced in some way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my detect magic would not gain me anything other than that. So there's no. But okay.
Yeah,
that's.
I think it's just like a piece of information that you're like, oh, okay, interesting. So they're like able to control. Somebody's able to control people and like bend them to their will.
I mean, so I know this. This is my neighborhood. This is my street. Dog.
That's so cute.
He's decided to do his chew directly outside of the door. Anyway, so this is my place, right? I know the people to either side.
Yeah.
I know the people across the street. Even if I don't talk to them, I see them, right?
Yeah.
we got lucky that no one was there to see Alistair move the bodies.
Definitely.
Does it feel unusually quiet? Does it feel like something is wrong, or were we just truly lucky? Right? Does it feel like people are like, would people normally have come out to be like, what's that loud noise? Like,
In this neighborhood? Probably, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you do feel like it's a pretty close-knit community. There's a neighborhood watch.
right.
You know, the elderly halfling woman who runs it, Glinda, is kind of a busybody. She like really has her nose in all the business she shouldn't. The fact that she didn't come outside, she is, now that you're thinking about it, very alarming.
So, can I just kind of go just quickly, like 2 to 3 houses up
Mhm.
across the street, and like just do a quick loop of the houses right here, just like peeking in windows and doors, and like, are people asleep? Are they like immobilized? Like,
I like that Rev already is like tolerated because she lives with Bergen and Rosie, and now she's being a peeping Tom.
yep.
I feel like peeping Tom isn't necessarily the right term, but go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Ugh, not great. That's a 7 plus 8 for math. 15.
15.
Someone check my math. Okay,
That is
thank
correct.
you.
On a 15, you don't. I think what you find interesting is that you don't see anybody. You'd have to go.
Like nothing. I truly don't really see anybody.
Like you don't see. Yeah, you don't see anybody. You could. You feel like if you went inside and you like peeked around, you'd have a better sense of things. But from your vantage point outdoors, you look in a few of your neighbors' houses and you don't see anyone. It's dinner time. People should probably be, doing things in their
visible.
homes.
Yeah. Cool. I think I'm just gonna kind of share this information with the group. I don't think I'm gonna actually act on it right now. I think I'm just gonna be like, so this is weird. And like, explain neighborhood watch, and people should be doing things, and there should be kids being called for dinner, and blah 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 blah.
So what?
Don't love this.
What's weird?
Forgot Corno was here with us.
God damn it! I can have no secrets.
Nope. Do you need me to do an investigation?
I mean, actually, that would be kind of helpful. Like, so, I mean, Gilda should definitely have come to figure out what the loud noise was. I mean, that woman has come when I, like, used my drill at a weird hour, let alone, like, a fight in the street. So, like, and, like, the Frank's kids down the street, they should probably be, normally they're still outside playing before dinner. Like, this is way quieter than normal, and this is weird.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody when I looked in, but like I want to make sure they're all okay.
Well, do you want to knock on the door and we can see if anyone's there? Like that's what like regular people do,
maybe.
Right? We'll
Oh,
say we're conducting a survey.
Okay.
Have you heard of
I'll
our Lord
follow
and
your
Savior, Jesus Christmas?
I'll follow your lead.
I go to the front door of this house that Rev was investigating, and I just give it a knock.
I do believe the deity of Mitra is the Dairy Queen. If my memory serves me correctly, which I'm pretty sure it does.
And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as a giant bolt of lightning comes out of the sky.
I forgot not making prayers to the Dairy Queen. Jeez.
I hate it here so much sometimes.
I'd also like to pray to the Dairy Queen.
Have you heard of our goddess and savior, the Dairy Queen?
Roll to pray to the Dairy Queen. I got a 14.
You die immediately.
Yay!
A flurry of...
Flurry?
McFlurry.
Is it a McFlurry?
I think you mean a blizzard.
Oh yeah, that.
I think that's trademarked. I have to mix
Blizzard.
and match them like a little bit
Yeah.
to like avoid, like
They
plausible
cannot trademark
deniability.
the word blizzard, Ben.
A
You
ray,
got
a ray of
I
frosty.
believe it's a company. It's
Ray of
trademarked.
Frosty! I love
Oh,
that!
boy.
Little does Azad know that she's lactose intolerant.
Choose your flavor.
We about to get on an airship.
It's gonna be fine.
So sorry, are you doing a survey or are you telling them about the Lord and Savior Dairy
so
Queen?
he knocked. A couple minutes go by and there is no answer.
I don't think there's anybody here.
I checked the door to see if it's
What about-
unlocked.
You notice actually as you check the door to see if it's unlocked, you're a perceptive little fella. It looks like the lock had been tampered with. It's good. The work that was done here is good. There's very little evidence, but you have pretty keen eyes, and also I think because of the nature of, or because of the fact that you're looking at it from a literally a different perspective. There is some damage where it looks like it sort of was shoved up and in, which would be nigh undetectable from above, but from your perspective is relatively obvious. Someone messed with this lock to get in.
Did this motherfucker kidnap the whole neighborhood?
And
Corna, did you tell us that the lock is fucked with?
I would like to first use a class feat known as That's Odd, and I would like to assess if there's anything further that would indicate, the other
Something
five.
is
Yeah, the
amiss.
if a specific creature may have come in and broken this, or if it looks like if it was lock picks that broke in, or what have you, or if it was just ajar.
So this
No, it's the door. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'll see myself out.
So
Okay,
anyway,
she actually left.
yeah, good.
Good.
As she should.
As she appears behind you with a
Oh.
knife.
It's a jar, Ben. So you.
She's still gone.
She is
Oh,
here.
there she is. Oh god.
She's here.
Anyways, describe for me.
Hell yes.
So this looks like somebody did it in kind of a hurry.
Okay.
And so as opposed to using lockpicks, it looks like someone just jammed maybe a dagger or something in here to pry the lock open and get in as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Not quite a smash job, but because the person clearly knew what they were doing, and this is pretty dexterous.
Yeah.
But definitely not if you were trying to leave no trace behind, you would just pick the lock and take in the extra second. But yeah.
I take out my magnifying glass, kind of do this thing where I put it in and out, almost like a trombone slide, and
everybody, this house has been broken into, and probably by somebody who at least knows what they're doing, if they're not also pretty strong. The scratches here kind of indicate that a dagger did this, and you'd have to be pretty forceful and, pretty quick in order to be able to get that to work right. I don't have a good feeling about this. I want to go inside and continue to look for clues. Does anybody want to come with me?
Were there kids that lived in this house?
Just roll a d20. No. It's under
Okay.
10. There were no kids in this
Can
particular
I do
house.
a quick, jog to the other houses, and like now that I know what I'm looking for, I want to check all the other locks.
Sure.
Just real quick.
Yeah, go for it. Make a perception check for me.
That is a 21.
21? Especially with Corna sort of showing like, okay, this is the angle at which they approached it, yada yada. You quickly see that for about a half block on all sides, every door has been tampered with.
Fuck.
Wait a minute.
And I'm just gonna call out to the street. There, and Corna, go check the ones that way, and I'm just gonna keep checking until I find out what hasn't been touched.
Sure.
Just like zigzagging across down the street.
Clearly, there's a nice orc with a wheelbarrow somewhere that he's fine.
Multiple blocks away. So for almost an entire block, as you continue to search for almost an entire block surrounding the house, every single door has been fucked with. Corna, what I will tell you, because of the class that you are and the massive pain in the butt that is.
Yeah, I'd like to pursue a lead on this, seeing after the first one that...
I thought you might. I think that immediately the first thing that stands out to you is that this is a lot of doors. The number of people that you saw would not have been able to do that in timely fashion.
There's... something doesn't smell right. Everybody... There's way too many doors that have been effed with. I think the people that we saw, it must have only been a small fraction of people that stayed behind, just in the very case of someone like us showing up. This smells of a very stinky operation.
Rev is just gonna sit down in the middle of the street. My whole street. He took my entire street. I don't even like Gilda. The fuck was that supposed to do? What? Where? How does he think an entire street missing is going to go unnoticed? And she just keeps muttering to herself.
Do any
like
of you
she just
want
has
to...
bees in her head.
What?
Do any of you guys want to go into any of these houses?
Would I have heard this stuff happening?
Maybe.
Is
this information that you guys are sharing to the group as a whole, or is it just the two of you kind of running around together, or running around separately, but sort of sharing the workload between just Rev and Corey?
I'm gonna go into a house.
Great, awesome.
Al! Maybe we should all stick together. Bill, Azad, Rev, Patchwork.
Is this all going down while Al is burying those bodies?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was back yet.
That's true.
I'd say yeah.
Oh,
By the
shit,
time that
that's
you guys
so
have
right.
explored like the full extent of this, Al is probably just about back. Yeah.
I start just like shouting for Al.
Corna, maybe don't shout.
Why? There's nobody here
There's
to hear
no one
us.
here!
Okay, that's fine.
I took my whole street.
I'm sorry, Rev. I don't even know this many people.
I've never
don't
met this
even
many
know
people
this
in my
many
entire
people.
life.
I don't actually know any of them.
I think at this point Azad will have made it kind of into the mix. We should check that he actually took them and that they're not like knocked out
Oh,
in the
God.
house.
Oh yeah, knocked out. Right.
And Rev is
Oh.
like, gonna go, like, she's gonna go running for. What name did I randomly throw out?
Frank.
as
Was it
children's
Gilda?
names? Thank you. The
Gilda.
Frank's kids. She's
Oh.
gonna go run. No, she does not care about Gilda. Gilda is an
Gilda.
annoying busybody who needs
Gilda's
to
a
chill
bitch.
out about her tulips, and she's just gonna go sprinting for the Franks' house because the Bergen and Rosie's kids have played with them, so she like half kind of sort of knows the kids, and she's just gonna go sprinting for their house and like open the door and go like pounding through it, calling for the kids' names.
Okay.
Just like up and down whatever stairs through wherever, just speed hunting for them.
Sure. You run in, first floor, empty. Second floor, you go through the first couple of kids' rooms, empty. You get to what appears to be the master bedroom, and you find Jeremy and Theo, the dads, with their 3 kids. They are all tied up and unconscious.
Fuck. And I'm gonna start shouting Corny's name.
Everybody, come
I
on,
found
quick! Rev, what's the matter?
I found people. They're tied up, but I come look at it before I untie them and see if there's anything that we could use. Anything that you see before I don't have any answers for them, so I don't really know if I want to wake them up, but I at least need to untie them. But like, does anything look like the other places or anything?
Yeah, I'd love to make a perception check with my like pursued leads and everything so far.
Cool. Are you give me what are you looking for specifically? Give me some specifics.
So with the that's odd thing, anytime I like go into like a new room, basically I can kind of be like, oh, that's odd. And with that, I'm kind of like
Absolute bullshit.
trying to see if anyone had like put up struggles, if there were like, if there's any sort of like blood under fingernails, if there's I'm like doing like true crime bullshit where I'm like really trying to like see if there's like a piece of fabric or even some like clothing fibers that we could potentially use to like locate a spell, to like locate items or something, to like find a connection, anything that we could use to follow this up and do like another thing.
Sure. You are struck by the lack of signs of a struggle, actually. Rev, I think your spidey sense as you are in here, like I think the initial shock is sort of like the first thing that you process, and then you almost get like a ping, and you feel like whatever effect that they're under is magical, and they are essentially asleep. You don't know for how much longer, short of waking them up. But yeah, Corny, you notice that there is an absolute lack of a struggle. It looks like they weren't targeted in any way other than being removed as possible witnesses.
Okay. So I think what I do is I like run down the stairs into like the living room / dining area, wherever they would have been potentially before this happened. And then I like look around, I do more of the trombone magnifying glass routine, and then I go back upstairs.
There was a struggle, and then someone must be a very powerful caster. Because it's like there was no fight after they broke into the house.
I am gonna untie them. I'm gonna leave them asleep. I'm not gonna really attempt to waken them yet. I'm just gonna untie them. So whenever they do wake up, they are free. Probably gonna take the ropes with us. I'll just shove them in my bag of holding so that they're just like, that's a weird nap we took. And I'm just gonna go to the next house and see if I can find whoever that may be. And I'm just gonna, if I find somebody, if I find somebody in there asleep, I'm just gonna go untie everyone and
add a shit ton of rope to your inventory.
Correct. And
now we have rope.
See if I think Rev would ask Corny to come with her and see if he can figure out if this was all kind of at the same, like, did anyone struggle? Was it like, oh, this was a giant blanket sleep spell and it didn't hit until after, hooligan number 4 broke in too early? Or was it individual?
Okay. So I think you go house to house for probably 4 more to see and you find similar scenes of people that have been like moved into one room, like laid out on the floor and tied up, that are just passed out until you get to Gilda's house.
Fucking Gilda.
See, this is why you have to be nice to people, Rev.
It's not that I'm not nice to her. I genuinely would love to ignore her. She's just really annoying. Really annoying.
When you get to Gilda's, the thing that is immediate is that there is a sign of a struggle here.
Gilda's a homie.
There's like some of the furniture is like tossed, like sort of ajar. There's a broken chair as you make your way through to the dining room. You actually notice, I will say, because Corey is using his magnifying glass and going around like being so thorough.
You could even perhaps say that I am doing a thorough search.
Look, I called for Corny for a reason.
You picked the right person.
And it was mostly for this reaction from you.
Because I would love to stack my cluing with my searching and seek to gain a +3 to a perception roll. So if that be the case.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Sick.
Menace.
I am a menace. That'll be a 26.
26? Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. It takes a couple of minutes as you're going through, but Corey, what you realize is that there was not just a struggle, but there was like a legitimate fight, and there is barely perceptible, but because you're using a magnifying glass, you're able to see it. There are some like very small splashes of blood, and as you're looking, you see that someone came through and tried to clean it up to hide that it had happened, but missed these very small amounts that are maybe in like weird places, or like we're behind something and they just like in their haste like, okay, yeah, I got that, okay, I got that, but there's small amounts that are left.
So that's the problem with these villain types, Rev. They always leave some sort of mistake.
And like my tail sort of like straightens as I like hunch over.
You have a fucking tail.
I have a kobold.
I know.
I didn't even know that until now. I mean, wow. The whole time.
We're learning a lot today.
Just this party, gaggle of cuties. That's a fact.
Can we all have tails? That'd be fun.
I don't.
I mean, I can't stop you. Yeah. So anyhow,
So this blood, right, for the struggle.
yeah. So you guys make your way upstairs, and as you go through a couple of rooms, mostly you see like a pretty austere living space. When you make your way into Gilda's bedroom, there on her bureau, you see that there are photos, like paintings, I guess we'll say. You see there are about 14 different halfling children. That look like they are her grandchildren. You're muted again.
Have I ever seen any of these children?
You don't remember seeing them, but you also know that like Gilda traveled a decent amount.
She got around.
Yeah.
She's fucking always there. I don't know when she
Did feel like it though, yeah. You see like 4 or 5 pictures of a handsome but elderly halfling man who you never met.
This guy's handsome.
And as you two are sort of like perusing that, you notice that there is blood coming out of a wardrobe.
Oh, this isn't good. Rev, don't look.
And I open the wardrobe.
And you find an elderly halfling woman slumped in the corner, like short sword in hand, but she is dead.
Rev, this is very important.
She owned a sword?
She seems like kind of a badass that lived a very full and extensive life. It may have been worth getting to know them in their before, this untimely end.
I now request a one-shot just about Gilda and her youth. I love Gilda.
Notably, the sword that she's holding is also like quite bloody. So
Ooh,
I would like to-
she didn't give as good as she got necessarily, but she did.
Can
She
we-
didn't go down without a fight.
Gilda, I'm gonna take your sword. But know that I'm gonna find out who did this to you.
Rev.
It's Rex. Rex did it.
There's 2 things
Yeah.
here. One is that sword feels vaguely magical.
Nice.
And also
Cool.
there is a locket around her
Gilda.
neck that emanates just a faint bit of magic.
Cool. Cool. Corny, maybe, I don't know, put a towel around your hand or rag or something. That's apparently her sword is magic. It feels, I don't know, it's tingly.
Like tingly good or tingly bad?
I don't know. It doesn't really work that way. But I don't know. Just be careful.
Can I use it?
I don't know. And then she will pull kind of just like I don't know, she'll like tear something off one of the things in the wardrobe and will, sorry, Gilda, just like pop the locket off her neck.
Okay.
And this is probably a terrible idea.
Open it.
Yeah,
Open it.
she's gonna she's keeping the rag between her and it, but she's gonna open it.
Sure. Inside is another small and very intricate painting of that same elderly. Well, in this particular picture, actually, he's quite young and very dashing. And on the other side, there's an inscription. It says, "To my love, may you never sleep when you don't want to."
Oh shit. Oh shit. She was protected. Fuck.
Rev, what's it say?
Well, it's what kept her awake against whatever this spell was.
Oh, like a spell.
Yeah.
Protection.
Yeah. Did load of good till it murdered her.
Well, I think
That's
there was a different thing
cool.
that murdered her. I don't think the spell got her.
Rev is just gonna pull like a length of like small chain out of her pocket or bag of holding because she swept her entire workshop into it. So she's got
sure have some
something.
chain.
Yeah.
100%.
And she's just gonna like string the locket on that and put it on.
Okay.
Kind of as a half apology, wants to remember what the fuck happened. Kind of because this wouldn't be terrible if it still works for anybody who's wearing it. Yeah. And yeah, it's just she's just gonna like cool. Alistar. Is Alistar back? Is Alistar with?
At this point, Alistar
You
is
have to be
definitely back.
But
Okay.
aren't we by Rev's house as opposed to
is he
in
with
Corey and
us?
So the way that I interpreted things was that it was just Rev and Corey running around in these houses while other folks were sort of like laying low, but very much open to
that's
other
fair.
interpretations.
I'll just turn around to Corny and be like, Sword doing anything weird? Voices in your head or
Let me
fireworks
see.
or
And I like grab it by the hilt and like don't use the towel anymore. To
Well, it was for.
she like braces.
It was a sword for like a halfling, right? So they're short like me too. So this is like kind of perfect size.
It is kind of the perfect size. If it doesn't, send smoke out your ears, it could work.
Does it do anything weird?
You hold the sword for a second. It's well balanced. Feels good. I mean, it feels a little bit bad at the same time because you did just take it off of someone who was dead, and so I think there's like a little bit of moral conflict there.
I'm gonna avenge you, Gilda. That's why I took it.
Moral conflict erased. Just feels good.
So easy.
Bam! There it is. You feel like there is something about this sword that makes you just like a little bit more likely to hit something, maybe by like 1.
This
is a +1 short sword.
I just feel better with it.
I mean, she did okay, so.
Gilda, your memory will
Can't
live
hurt.
on forever.
And I'm gonna go. I'll leave the house and be like, we should join the others and see if there's anybody else. And I'll walk out and ask Al to, if he would mind going to get her. And I don't know what we do with her, but she really liked the tulips she had in the front garden. Is it weird to put a grave in a front yard?
Not if that's where she loved to spend her time.
I genuinely don't know if she liked the tulips or the fact that it was a good vantage point for everybody else's lives, but
It seems like
spent
she
a lot
might
of
have
time
been,
there.
It seems like maybe she was hiding from somebody.
Maybe. But yeah, she spent a lot of time there, so.
Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Well, I was going to say, Corey, I'm going to sort of assume that you're like, that's odd, and thorough investigation bullshit is sort of like running ongoing.
I mean, it's like every 10 minutes, so like depending on how fast you like we kind of like roll through this
Okay.
kind of stuff.
Okay. There's while you're in the house, it occurs to you that someone who is as much of a busybody as Gilda is, especially if she knew something was going down, like people like this don't just like see these things happen, and especially not somebody who's like the head of the neighborhood watch. Like the likelihood that she wrote something down somewhere is decent.
Get
And-
Patchwork to approximate a note from Gilda.
I'm gonna have to get Patchwork to take a look at this.
The metagaming out of you, Katie, is unreal.
Sorry.
Small detective, do you require us to approximate something?
I hate it here.
Yeah, can you approximate this?
And I hand it over.
Wait, what are you handing over?
And what are you handing over?
Oh, I thought I like picked up some shit.
No, you
I think
know
it's
that
just
she
sort of
left-
like it's just you just like you feel like the likelihood that she like doesn't have a notebook, or probably like a series of notebooks where she writes down all of the absolutely stupid mundane things that all of her neighbors do, is very low. Like she definitely keeps tabs on all of these things, and you feel like the
She's
chances
writing
that
a
she was
manifesto.
well, that you feel like the likelihood that like something was going down and she wasn't immediately like, I should probably be writing this down right now, is basically zero. Right? Like there's got to be something in this house.
Patchwork. I think maybe there could be a secret room or something in this house. Someone like Gilda just doesn't, number one, leave copious notes and detailed approximations like much like you write. They wouldn't just leave them lying around for any busybody to see.
That is true, small detective, but we can only approximate what we can see. If it is hidden, we cannot find it.
But maybe you can see a secret entrance, or check underneath the carpets and rugs. I don't know. I've read some books. Sometimes
We will
that's where those
commence
things are.
ransacking, and like Patrick starts like tossing rugs around and is just like digging all over, and is now going approximate for secret door.
You just approximated the writing. Why are you approximating?
Well, so the verbiage
happening?
the verbiage of approximate is that it has to be visible. So if
Yeah.
it's not visible, approximate does not apply.
Right?
But she is making everything, or they are making everything visible.
Unless it is in fact hidden under something else, or in something else, or behind something else.
What gear do I have right now? Do I have anything fun?
I will say, as you are like tossing rugs and such aside, you do not find any secret doors that way.
For the writing. Just look for the writing. It's fine. I'm fine. It's cool.
Katie, mute yourself.
Fine. It's
Get your
fine.
meta
Fine,
bullshit out of here.
Fine.
Get out of here. Is there any other tricks or things up either one of y'all's sleeves that you guys would like to try?
I mean, I
I guess
have
for everybody in the party.
yeah,
For what it's worth.
like I have chalk. Does anybody have like? Oh, actually,
Rev,
Yeah.
you tinker, and Azad does too, right? And you craft stuff. Do you have one of those things that you squeeze and make the air puff out?
I'm gonna need you to narrow that down.
You use it when you're like, working with like hot metals or.
Oh, yeah. DM, we said last time that I had like a mini forge, right?
You definitely
So
have.
I
like,
definitely
a
have one of
bellows.
these. Like a mini.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's easy. And you're not gonna destroy it, right?
No, I want to blow some air, and then I'm gonna crush up this chalk, and I'm gonna see where the dust settles and see if there's any movement, to see if there's any hidden false rooms or anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe a bookshelf or something that looks like it needs to be moved.
Passes it over.
I would like to search so thoroughly.
I was gonna make you like roll for shit, but this is actually
Like using
like,
a billows
It's just a matter
and
of
some chalk
time.
dust. Yeah.
Yeah, you over the course of several minutes, you are able to go around, and eventually, what you figure out is that there's a small bookcase next to a fireplace. And when you are like blowing this chalk out around it, there's a little bit of a draft that comes out from behind the bookcase.
Mystery of the hidden room may be solved.
That was a brilliant use of chalk and a small bellows. Straight up.
I knew it was a bellows too, but like I don't think Corny would know what a bellows is.
That is
so
fair.
That's why
That
I
is
was
fair.
like,
Yeah.
How do I shenanigans this?
Yeah.
So is now everybody with us? Because I assume like we got Patchwork involved.
Yeah.
I would not be there yet because there's something else I wanted to do.
Okay. Did I run into Al at any point for this as well?
I mean, Al, you're probably traveling back at
Al or
the
Bill?
black tentacle of doom has attacked Rachel. Oh no.
Oh no.
Al, you're probably wandering by at some point.
Totally. I would like it that as everyone is outside, or those who are outside kind of waiting in the rain as the lightning crackles, just because Al's so sneaky, there's nothing there for a moment, and just like behind, I guess it would be Azad outside as well as Billion, he just appears right over the tower with a shovel in his hand. Just kind of muddy and disgusting.
Oh, Alistair, you're kind of gross.
Pardon me.
I have never seen you this dirty in my entire life.
The neck ruffle is just fully wilted. And
Oh,
it's
no!
muddy. Oh yeah.
Oh, by the gods.
Wait, sorry. Is this inside or outside?
Oh, outside.
Okay, by us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh boy.
Please pardon mine own appearance. Is unbecoming of a gentleman such as myself.
Corey, are you here with us?
I like went outside to get y'all.
Oh.
Because that's whenever I like went and got Patchwork and stuff too.
Cool.
Can a couple of you help move some bookcases and shelves and stuff? I think I found something.
Sure. Lead the way.
Of course, young Corner.
And I bring pretty much everybody to this bookshelf.
Cool.
I would come as well. I think that I would be probably done. Essentially all I want to do is while Rev and Corey are in there in the initial part of time, I wanted to go back into Bergen and Rosie's house. And since I know that we're gonna go looking for the kids, I am looking for any kind of like toys or things that seem particularly loved. So that I will put them in my bag of holding so that when we get the kids, they will have some comfort items.
Sure. The things that look to be the most well used is the sets of handmade armor made out of like leather and cloth, and then the accompanying weapons. You see that there's like wooden battle axes and swords.
Not a doll in sight.
Not
That
a Dawn
checks
sight. These
out.
kids have
That
all
checks
fully
out.
taken after their mother.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Why
Yeah.
am I not
Yep.
surprised?
Yep.
Yeah. So I imagine there's how many sets of this armor? Is there enough for each child?
There are 6 sets of armor and
Right.
a plethora of weapons.
I will grab all 6 sets of armor and
Amazing.
at least 6 fake weapons and kind of sigh and be like, I guess this is what they love, so I'm gonna bring them what they love, and come outside right as that other exchange is happening to go into the house together.
Cool. So you all enter the house. It's easy enough for you guys to open this hidden door because it was made to be opened by a halfling who is, ancient.
I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah. When you get in there, there is a small stairway that leads down. And as you make your way into the basement, you see that there is just a small room, but on one side there is a massive bookshelf, sort of floor to ceiling, although the ceilings are quite low here. I think Corey and Patchwork are the only two who would not have to stoop, and the tallest amongst you are probably in what is effectively a crawl space. But in meticulous order, you see that there are it's like all of her notes, and you can go through and most of it is the most inane stuff, oh, so and so and these people were arguing earlier today, and Bergen's kids came by and cut down one of my tulips again. It's dumb shit. But you notice that there is a small table, and on it is one book that looks sort of out of place. There is a little jar of ink and a quill that is still wet at this point. And you notice that on the other wall there is hanging on hooks very neatly multiple weapons. And on a stand in one corner, there is a small set, a halfling-sized set of leather armor.
I'm gonna just take a quick minute with both, with the weapons and the armor,
Mhm.
and I'm kind of gonna put my hands on them, and I have the ability to do quick identification.
Mhm.
So I want to see if any of them are magic, and if so, what those properties would look like.
Sure. And you just need is it a minute per item or just a minute generally?
I think it's a minute per item.
Okay. I mean, you'll have a few minutes while you guys are
Yeah.
down here. It's easy enough. There's a couple of +1 daggers.
Cool.
There is a bow that is also +1. It's a short bow. And then you see there's a couple of small bow staves that are not enchanted in any way. And some climbing equipment, 7 sets of lockpicks. Sort of various accoutrements for somebody who is a bit of a rogue.
I'm gonna essentially just start making piles, like a pile for each of us, what I think would benefit each of us the most, while everyone else is doing what they're doing. So I'm gonna make 6 little piles.
Cool. Does anyone want to read the book?
I will specifically turn to Azad. Lady Azad, is it right to take the belongings of another without permission?
Well, she's dead, and we're gonna avenge her, so yes. I think morally we're in a pretty clear spot.
I feel that is right. And all right. And
Sounds good to me.
We'll
Bill
assist
walks
Azad.
over before anyone can move and grabs the book and starts reading it.
Cool. Bill, you flip through and by and large, it's mostly the same stuff. But on the last page, there's just a quick note. It's not as thorough as any of the other ones. But it describes someone with says that there's like a group of people that were moving from house to house very quickly that were led by somebody who was heavily tattooed with a scar on the left side of their face.
Well, Jinkies, looks like I found something. Does anybody know someone with a tattoo on the side of their face? Familiar? He shows
I'm sorry.
it around.
Did you say heavily tattooed with a scar?
Mm-hmm. Oh, a scar on the side of their face.
Rev, remember when we were in the tent and there was that diagram of someone who you knew? Were they not heavily tattooed with a scar on their face? Was that not? Wasn't it? Oh your gosh, didn't your mom say your aunt? Am I? Oh God, so much has happened the last couple of days. Am I remembering that correctly?
Does what Billion show us look like?
And you still have the.
We have the drawings,
drawing.
but like at first glance, does it look like it?
I mean, there are lots of people that are heavily tattooed with scars on their face, but circumstantially, it feels a little weird for it to just be a similar
I'll pull out
person.
the thing and I'll unroll it and be like,
The person that you're looking at is heavily tattooed and has a long scar on the left side of her face.
I'm concerned.
Perhaps we should take a look at all of that information that we have collected from the city guard.
Maybe. I do have to say that I have a deep amount of concern, and it was an idea at first, and the more we see, the more I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong. I think Rex is taking people and changing them, and I don't necessarily think it's consensual.
Are we sure it's Rex? And she's like, gonna just glance at Al.
Well,
sorry, bud.
No, this sounds exactly what that wretched hag would do.
At this point, I'm not convinced that it's not a duo situation.
Yeah, sounds like a nice little team situation to me.
A little team effort.
I agree with thee.
Let's look at those documents, Bill. Do you have them?
Patchwork. They're in your tummy, I think.
We have them in our bag, and Patchwork pulls them out of the bag.
Oh, thank you. So Bill just lays them out on the table in front of everyone.
Cool. So as you guys go over it, I'm going to tell you what it is that you have. There is there's a sheet of parchment that has what looks like sort of the outlines of fragments of a piece of parchment that has, as you guys sort of like look at it briefly, those of you that are trained in Arcana can see that there is references to like necromancy. It's very general and most of it's missing, so you can't get a lot. But there is something about like you see like what looks to me maybe the word like the beginning of the word siphon. That's all you're able to get off of that particular piece of parchment.
I am an expert in Arcana. Does that, you said trained in Arcana, would that give me any more information?
No, most of the paper that these pieces that come from is destroyed or was not taken into police custody. So there's no additional information. You just see it's like fragments of what looks to be sort of like experimental magic. And there's like notes in the margins, and that's where you're getting some of the like context of like, you know, like the part of the word what you assume is the word siphon.
Do we think this doesn't seem so complicated? It seems like so many steps, but is he killing them or are they killing them and reanimate? I mean, at that point, why not just take them over and I feel like I feel like I'm missing something.
There's something dark here. GM, being trained or an almost expert in religion, and that's my kind of lore. Would this necromancy have anything to do with like lore and like the deity of light and the deities that exist in this? Does it seem like on that scale?
The given the little bit that you have to work with, hard to say if it's on that scale, but you know that it is without a doubt it is antithetical to the things that you have been taught in your lifetime about like what those particular entities sort of stand for and protect.
If I take the paper, I don't know if it's what exactly it is, but the one specifically about necromancy, and this might be a big old nothing burger, but if I open up my book and I put it like on a page, does anything happen?
Sort of sits there for a moment.
Thanks.
And as you lift up the parchment, it appears to have taken down the information that was on it. It does not fill it in.
Interesting.
So it's sort of like copied it almost.
Do I feel like I know more magic now?
No.
Okay. Well,
you feel like you have the very most rudimentary beginnings of a possible maybe necromancy thing, possibly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. Whether or not that's from the book or just because you read the thing and you are, an expert in Arcana to begin with, it remains to be seen.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Anything else, Bill?
There's quite a bit more. There is another one of the Vitruvian drawings or Vitruvian-esque drawings. This one actually shows wolf. And you see that there are a number of like notes made of like different incisions that were made. There is a brand, which you guys don't remember seeing a brand, although Patchwork, in retrospect, there was a scar on his chest. Maybe it was something that he removed. Unclear. It's hard to say, just sort of like thinking back to it, because there's been so much that's happened in the past few days. There are the rudimentary blueprints for some kind of a like an anti-charm spell. It looks to be some sort of like again, this is one of those sort of like binding magic to a mechanical thing and being able to sort of like spread it as like an airborne, like almost like a pesticide, which is an application of magic that is entirely unfamiliar to any of you.
Does it seem like a biological weapon?
At first glance, this seems like a mass vaccine, if you were to go with anything, as opposed to a biological weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will say what you notice from
We're
this.
prepping for the next pandemic here, ladies and gentlemen.
You notice that the handwriting is different.
Oh.
Yeah. So the handwriting on the like scraps of parchment about necromancy and whatnot is this sort of like spidery, almost like shaky handwriting, whereas the blueprints for this like sort of anti-charm, maybe like machine, it's sort of unclear like how it's dispensed. It's just sort of like the initial, it's in its very earliest stages, is in a very different handwriting. It's sort of the line work is thicker, it slants in a different direction. Clearly not the same person.
Between Al and I, do either one of us recognize this handwriting?
I was
on
literally
either?
gonna ask that. This Al tenses up, seeing Wolf, because Al recognizes Wolf, recognizes that mark, and recognizes these what you call it, incisions, these marks of
surgical
experimentations. That's what
yeah.
On this, and immediately tenses up and takes a step back into the shadows as he shakes and goes completely white or like light blue.
you also, Al, you do recognize that spidery handwriting.
Thought so.
Mm-hmm. The thicker line work, though, unfamiliar to either of you. And then you see something else, which is that there are two maps here. They both show the Eastern continent, and they have very different information on them. The first map shows in a heavily forested area, two marks. And Bill, as you are the person reading this, you immediately recognize that one of those marks is where your family lives. And Corna, if you happen to be looking on, you see that the other mark is where your patron was last located.
Why are these marks on this map?
I want
Oh,
I want to
Corny's muted.
speculate. Oh, I have a speculation, and I don't like it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we saw the word siphon. We know that Rex is obsessed with biohacking and making himself better. Is he taking... Are they taking the life force to use it for themselves?
Are all these... Yeah.
Is this why he's so powerful right now? Was he always like this?
That's actually DM.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't see him this last... Well, no, I didn't, but from what they've told me, does it feel this like the same Rex that I know, or does it feel different?
You know that he's always been pretty gifted when it comes to magic. But their description sounds... I mean, either he's been studying a lot in the interim, which doesn't strike you as something that he is want to do, or it's quite possible that he has been essentially trying to experiment on himself and has been able to sort of like up the ante in terms of what he's capable of doing.
Oh, well, you know, he was always fairly powerful. I mean, although I think a lot of his power was derived from his position as opposed to his abilities. But from everything you said, it's not outside the realm of possibility that he is trying to make himself into a sort of super soldier, or potentially make, I don't know, an army. I mean, look at what he and, no offense, your mother have done to all of these people.
No. I feel that's exactly what that wretch would do.
I feel that's exactly what my wretch would do, so we're on the same page.
GM, so, and let me know if this is a stretch. I'm fine. Yeah. So I have the hobgoblin background of the Elfbane. I've been experimented on by elven magic and like those types of magic. When Rex was attacking us, would I have felt any similarities to like magic that he probably wouldn't normally have access to?
Oh, interesting.
I have to roll a check. I can do that.
Yeah, make like make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so with a +1, that's a 16.
16? Cool. We'll call that. I'm gonna lead this answer with a question for you. Has Al ever fought a dragon?
No, he no.
Okay. You do, thinking back on it, there was a flavor to the magic used, that is unfamiliar until you think about how you guys got to the Sunless Crossing. And then it clicks that the flavor of magic that you are detecting is the same varietal that you felt in the moment when Jeffrey essentially like sent you to the other side.
That magic, that Rex placed upon us, it reeks of draconic magicy.
Draconic?
Draconic, man.
Draconic.
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 Dragon-based.
Oh,
Like from my patron?
is your patron a dragon?
Oh, fuck.
A big dragon.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty bad.
Wait, I don't.
We have 2 at home.
I know, they are very powerful.
A
Are they not?
mechanic Rev. One is a dragon. The other is a drake.
Semantics.
I think, I mean, if God, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I think that Rex is using your patron as his source of power. If
Checks out. My patron's very strong.
If we can't. This is more of a theoretical question, and I don't want to upset you, Corey, but if he were to siphon all of your patron's power, would he then become your patron? Because that's something that I think would be really good to avoid.
I mean, to me, I work with the spirit of my patron, not necessarily the power.
Okay, that's good. That might be the only good thing that I've heard since we got down here, but that's good. Okay. Well.
Last but not least, there is a second map. This one it shows, Al, you would know, there are locations that have been circled with like sort of like arrows between them that sort of mark almost a path. One of them is one of the locations that you know without a doubt that Motherlast was, the first one. And then it moves sort of steadily north. It kind of hugs the mountain range through the middle, sort of staying on sort of the side of the expanse, away from the majority of civilization. And then begins to make its way through the plains in sort of the northern part of the kingdom of Kar, before the final spot, which is the circle around the town of Olaneus, which is, now that you think about it, probably a couple of hours ride outside of the capital city of Estabel, and that capital city is Omosarian, which is where that particular factory happens to be.
Oh, this is their route. Starting.
No, go ahead.
Starting here where Mother found, where I know Mother from, and ending there. He points over to the last point of the map.
Their route for what, Al?
I have not any clue, Lady Azad.
Okay.
Maybe it's where they're keeping everybody.
I mean, I think they're keeping everybody in the factory, no?
Maybe there's a secret factory.
Okay. I think we should investigate the factory we know exists first.
We did
Corey?
discover a secret room in this house of rooms, so maybe the possibility of a factory inside of another factory is not entirely unplausible.
Okay.
And with that, we're gonna go to break.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Patchwork.
Thanks, twerk.
Thanks, twerk.
Twerk.
Twerk,
Working with.
twerk, twerk, twerk,
Twerking with
twerk,
Twerk,
twerk.
twerk.
All
All right.
With that,
Okay.
I'm gonna put us on a
We'll
different.
be back.
We'll be back very soon.
Back, everybody.
Ay, ay, ay.
Well, hello there. We're
Oh,
back in
hey.
your house.
Oh my gosh.
Cool. So right before break, you guys, the last thing that you were taking a look at was the map that showed what you were able to discern through context and familiarity was Mother's movements. Yeah. And you see the last place that she's been located, or last place she is known to have been, was Olaneus, which is quite far to the north, northeast. What would you guys like to do?
How far away is the airship station, question mark, from where we are now?
Where you are currently? It's over in the port.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to pre-book my tuber.
What? No.
My shift?
I agree with Omar.
Does tuber or shift have better prices for tomorrow
I think
morning?
it's a tuber, which is the that's the
like an accent aigu over the E.
yes. From where to where? Is this like to the port or?
Yeah, to the port. I mean, I guess.
In walking distance.
Oh, it's walking distance.
Yeah, it's not that far. City's
I
not.
mean,
This
it's
is not like it's not like you're in it's not like you're in Brooklyn. You need to get to like JFK or something. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we sleeping here tonight, or are we sleeping back at Giovanni's tonight? Rev, you're muted. I see your mouth moving, and I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, I have the read lips
mean-
ability.
My house, it kind of. Well, Patchwork kind of rated it. So.
That's fair.
We did
could
not move
sleep
any
here.
furniture from its place in your abode, Reverie. We simply found coins to give to your foster mother, which she did not take, which we do believe makes them ours now.
I mean, they were. I don't actually want them. It's fine. Yeah, we can go to Giovanni's. Yeah, let's go to Giovanni's. I would love to have some words with Jeffrey before we leave.
Okay. Well, in that case, I do think that we should head back now so we can get a good full night's sleep before travel. Travel days are exhausting, even when they're not very long.
Oh my gosh.
So-
Okay, so you guys all make your way back as Azad continues to sort of like chide you on how much preparation you should be doing.
I'm not
travel days
chiding.
are tough,
As we walk,
lecturing.
And none of us plan on getting in the car with her at 5:30 in the morning.
as we go out of the house, Patchwork goes, You see, Mechanic Reverie, this is what it looks like when we ransack. Because
Mhm.
Patchwork toppled everything over. We did not do this to your domicile. Does your home possess a secret home inside of it?
Let's stop talking about my house. Anyway, yeah.
All right, so you guys make your way back across town. I assume you guys are trying to be somewhat surreptitious about this and not draw like undue attention to yourselves as you leave a neighborhood that is currently full of unconscious, tied-up individuals, and one deceased halfling grandmother.
Bill, you don't happen to have 6 of those hats that we used on the way here, do you?
Sadly, I do not. Perhaps the most conspicuous of us could use it, but I feel like we are all pretty conspicuous.
I would say that we are definitely, we stand out in a crowd. But yes, let's just try to be as sneaky as we can. Could I? No, I can't. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that.
You guys make your way back. At this point, it is well on into the evening. It's quite dark. There are patrols out, sort of in the normal stuff, but no one seems to pay you guys any particular mind. you return back to Giovanni's house. The door is unlocked. You guys let yourselves in. You don't currently hear anything beyond sort of the clanking of pots and pans in the kitchen. Is there anything you guys would like to do upon arrival here?
Oh, I'm gonna go pack travel snacks for the morning.
Okay.
I am gonna go pound on Jeffrey's door.
Okay. He comes to the door and opens it up. Dressed, groomed, etc. Yes, Mistress Reverie.
Can we talk? Let's talk. And she's just gonna walk into his set of rooms.
Okay.
And close the door behind her.
Sure. Yes. What would you like to talk about?
Are we the only ones in here?
You are the only ones in there.
Okay, just checking.
Yep. Worth asking.
Damn.
Not guaranteed.
Not a
Not guaranteed.
No,
And I kind of
it's-
wanted to see if I could get you to flirt with yourself again.
No. I've learned.
It's always a good time. She's gonna. She walks in and closes the door behind her, and it's just gonna kind of lean against it. She's not actually gonna come like all the way in. She just wanted some privacy. And any idea where Giovanni is right now? That's me asking Jeffrey, not me asking you. Sorry.
No. Sort of, the master tends to keep some of his business to himself. Most of his business and travels to himself. Security precaution. Why do you ask?
Well, thanks to his deciding that I should hang out with this group of jokers.
Good individuals. Yes.
Sure. Throwing me into whatever the hell is happening here.
Yes. Direction, one might say.
Yeah. Rosie and Bergen's kids have been kidnapped, and so have Bergen. Has Bergen? I don't really care.
Fuck.
Azad's crazy ass ex, who I really would love to murder, but I think she and I are going to have to fight over who gets which part of him.
Yes.
Decided it was
Crazy.
appropriate to take them all.
Hmm.
And I really think this one's on Giovanni. Because they wouldn't be in this position if he hadn't decided I should hang out with her. So while I go get them back, pretty sure I would love any and all of the resources he has at his disposal.
That does seem somewhat
Fair?
reasonable.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And
Well-
since he's not here and you are,
That falls to me. Yes,
a little bit.
yes,
you want to come? You
no.
would be a great resource,
No,
actually.
no, the last time that I involved myself in anything more conspicuous than the very quick dismantling of automaton, they tried to kill me. Dragons are still not terribly well looked upon. So I understand that, yes, it would be great to have me along. In all likelihood, make things significantly worse.
What about your boy toy?
Drakes don't fare... Okay, one, he's not a boy toy.
You just roll. Yeah, nope.
No.
Nope, you can't roll it back now. You knew exactly who I was talking about.
He's a man thing. Thank you.
Sure.
Slam piece, shall we say?
Not helping yourself, Gramps.
Listen, I only look old because I choose to. Anyways, point being, drakes are actually looked upon with a worse opinion than dragons.
So stay in human form unless we really, really need you.
It's because they're Canadian.
Rosie and Bergen's kids, Jeffrey. They've been here. You've played with them.
I don't actually like children that much. I'm not saying we shouldn't get them
Really?
back. To be clear. I'm
Really?
not saying that we should. Yes, really. They're so noisy and they're covered in snot.
I don't really like them either. It doesn't mean I'm gonna let crazy pants
You don't
experiments
like
keep them.
You let those children climb all. You're lying. You're a lying liar who lies, Reverie. You love those kids, and we all know it. Here's what I can do. I cannot accompany you. It will make things exponentially worse, even if it's just as a Hail Mary in the event of something going wrong. Believe me, it does not end well. What I can do is ensure that each of your compatriots are outfitted with equipment to give you the best possible chance of success.
That would be great.
Lovely. I'll
And
go
you
down
know
to
what
the
would also
armory.
probably help?
What?
Probably cash.
That's very easy to do. Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Please tell
Okay.
me he just like hands me his credit card because that would be amazing.
I think he just hands you like what is effectively it's like a wallet, but it's like a pocket dimension. It's like a wallet of holding.
Dope.
There should be around 2,500 gold and some amount of platinum in this. Don't spend it all in one place.
It's a start.
It's that or I have to go to the bank, which is currently closed.
I mean, it's a start,
Yes.
but I have your phone number. Stone number. So
My
You can
pedal
use-
sequence.
do not think I will not call you if we need things.
He can
I'm
Venmo
just-
us some more money.
No,
later.
get the fuck out of no. Oh god, I hate that this is happening live. Ugh. I'm going to go down to the armory and see what I can pick out for you. Which, to be clear, everybody, we are not going to resolve live because that's boring as fuck.
Yeah, no, that's super
We could
boring.
just-
I
you
just want
guys
to get
can all-
us. I
No,
just,
please
I'm
tell
just
me what it's
grabby
like in the
handing.
armory for every.
It's a huge fucking
excruciating
vault.
minute.
No, I'm not going to do that because we'd be here for like several hours. It's full
No,
of
no, no.
shit.
Rev's entire goal here is grabby hands
Yes. Cool.
for as much as she can.
Yes. So what
We
you guys
do
can
not have to do it all live.
Yeah. After this, what you guys can do is you can all be like, "Hey, this is the thing that I would like," or like the couple things you guys can.
She's gonna be like, that would be lovely. I'm gonna go have a drink because it's been a goddamn fucking day. And as she leaves, she's gonna call over her shoulder, health potions would be great too, and just close his door behind her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
She's just bullying Grandpa.
That's fair. It seems pretty unfazed by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really not new.
No, not at all. Cool. So, you guys, is there anything else that any of you would like to do sort of here in the house in preparation for departure?
Did I get my snacks?
Yes, you can pack your snacks.
Okay.
You know that they don't let
God
you
damn
on airships with your own snacks, though, right? They provide in-flight snacks and they charge through the nose.
But you're allowed to bring them as long as they're not liquid.
Wow, we really are making these plain rules. Please tell me about fantasy TSA.
Yeah. Now
They're
does
very
the
handsy.
Does the fantasy TSA like investigate every bag of holding? Because that's buck wild.
I think that might be considered an invasion of privacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they have
So-
special magical scanners that can tell if there's anything super dangerous in the bags of holding.
Yeah.
The economic incentive for this does not parse.
No,
For
it
Mitra,
really
like
doesn't.
truly.
Hey, look, they gouge you for every little bit that they can.
It is nice being a kobold, though. No shoes to take off.
I also put them.
We do not require food or beverages.
I also put 5 pre-brewed mugs, like to-go mugs of coffee in a fridge, so that when everyone gets up on the way out, they can just grab one.
Cold brew? Are you making them cold
yeah,
brew?
Efficacy. That's my.
That's great.
jam.
Thank you. Thank you,
You're welcome.
Katie.
Oh, boy, that is a higher DC Constitution or Fortitude saving throw. Just for those of you that are sensitive to caffeine, just a heads up.
What about Neener?
If I'm in the kitchen
Neener's a
getting my
fucking tank.
beer while I see her
He is
prepping this,
tank.
I'm just gonna look at it and look at her and go, "You're sitting next to Corny," and leave the room.
Ideal.
That absolutely makes sense.
We already have flights that seats, assigned seats. We can't change them. It's what they say on the tickets. So I'm not.
It's Corey and Patchwork together. The power duo of hypertension.
Yeah, I would have absolutely gotten the seat so that Corey and Patchwork are next to each other, so that I'm next to Al, and then Rev and Bill.
What an interesting setting.
Arrangement.
This is my favorite sitcom episode now. It's happening.
Yes.
It's happening.
This is totally the one where we get our own little mini arc.
We're gonna beat Boggs on this one.
Look what you did.
You know what we should do at some point? I'm gonna put this out there. We should at some point have a one shot of what happens while you guys are in flight. We're not gonna do it this time, but we will do it in the future.
So it'll just be a full one shot of the plane ride.
Yes, the plane ride will be a one shot. Cool.
It's called Airship.
It's called Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, smash cut to us all walking off this plane, slightly burned, a little singed.
Everyone's smoking ever so slightly, eyes are twitching. Yeah. The flight crew was like, "Get them the fuck off now."
I'm just trying to say,
was it our fault?
We'll
but
never
also,
speak of this again.
The passengers are like, "Thank you,
our hero."
Yeah.
The airship comes in for a crash landing. It's a nightmare.
And I'm like, gosh, Corey, you really came through piloting us at the end there.
Oh God, no.
Oh no.
Yes. Anyways,
someone write it. Someone make it happen. Okay.
This is what I dream as I go to bed.
Oh boy, incredible. Anything else that you guys would like to do before you get on for this flight?
No.
Okay. So sometime around dinner, you guys are all you have a conversation with Jeffrey. He essentially wants to know what the things are that you guys want. He's able to give you each a piece of armor or a medallion of some kind. So we'll do that offline, and a weapon of your choosing should you need another weapon of your choosing. Things that are available are +1, so you guys all know. We'll resolve that offline. So just consider those things to be in your inventory, and we'll make sure that they are come next Tuesday. Now, following morning, you guys do get up.
Thank God.
Well, one of you gets up really early and is there waiting in line for far too long, completely
I absolutely have pre-check as well.
There's no line to begin with. No one takes the 8 a.m. flight. Yes. It's just
what
a
day
short.
of the week is it?
It's
a Tuesday. It's the cheapest day to fly. Come on.
Yeah.
It's Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan has things to say about the cheapest day to fly.
Yep, the professional flight booker has thoughts. Anyway.
It's 6 months ago. It's fine.
And then 2.5 hours later.
The rest of us are probably gonna. Rev is treating this the way me personally treats train rides, where I literally it leaves in 2 minutes. Great, I'm getting to the station now.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's
we'll just literally walk on as they're getting ready to
close the doors.
To close the doors with I don't know, fantasy fucking donut in one hand, and
it's a donut.
It can't just be a donut.
They're so magical.
No, it has magic sprinkles that change flavors.
Yeah,
fancy chef.
Fancy chef.
Donuts are such a magical. Donuts are such a magical treat that they are just donuts in a magical world.
Fancy chef is getting more and more attractive.
I
to me,
would
I
also like it noted for the record that in the preparations for things or on the way to Giovanni's, Rev stopped and picked up a bunch of donuts and cupcakes, and they are in her bag of holding, just in case.
Just in
case she dies.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Also, I will say that Al would have, if Zod left early, Al would have specifically wanted to go there as early as possible.
Oh, so you came with me? Cool.
Okay.
And is counting every
exactly
last stone, brick, and makeup of this place very nervously as he is in 7,700.
Yeah, you just
Okay.
have super
It's just
anxious
going
bugbear
on.
for an extra
Maybe-
2 hours.
Maybe
Jesus.
take Canax. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe take the Canax now,
Mm.
just while we're waiting. Kind of calm the nerves a little bit.
Do you want to do that?
Boop, he pops the Canax.
Okay. Make a fortitude saving throw, please.
I'm really good at those though. So
I know you are.
Oh,
He's also way
Alice.
too big for any of us to like carry on or off the plane. This is a plane airship. Sorry.
Mhm.
Okay, so plus 10.
Hmm.
Oh my god. Natural 20 for 30.
Oh my god.
Oh,
you were
he's
zonked.
chilling. He's just
Uh,
riding.
Is he? Or it doesn't
No.
have no effect
45 minutes
whatsoever?
later, nothing has changed. He's still counting.
Oh no. Take
9 million.
another one, maybe.
He pops the
Just every
second.
45 minutes.
Pop a second. Cool. You pop a second one. Make another fortitude saving throw. But you
Please
don't
be
add your
another
plus
nat.
10 this time.
Please.
Oh
please,
my.
20, please.
5.
5.
Thank God.
It's just like talk. He's counting, and then just suddenly,
Okay.
and there are gentle snores emanate from your large furry friend.
When it's time to board, that's going to be a problem, but it's not time to board yet, so I'm just going to read my book, and I'm going to take out my little spell book.
Is the
and-
airship even there?
No,
It hasn't
no.
arrived yet, no.
No,
Platform is empty.
Yeah.
We're just sitting at the gate. I'm
Yep.
reading my spell book, just trying to see if there's anything more I can glean from it, because
Yep.
it's been, I'm still trying to...
Is it just the one gate?
No, there's like multiples. There are other like other airships come in and leave in the interim. There are, like ships are arriving and like getting into port and beginning to be unloaded. Some are being loaded. It's busy. Early morning down here at the wharf is extremely busy. Which is probably good for you because it means that it's very hard to see people if you happen to try to be like catching a glimpse of anyone who might be like looking for you. Although conversely, if you're looking to see if anyone's trying to spy on you, also difficult to do. So a couple of hours go by uneventfully. The rest of you wake up. Those of you who decide to grab your cold brew can grab your cold brew, and we'll deal with that.
Next time.
Yeah.
On another
Actually,
episode.
You know what? The ramifications of whatever the rolls are for cold brew are part of the one shot. That's how it kicks off.
Oh.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, literally
Rev.
like 2 minutes beforehand, Rev's just gonna walk on and just be like, yo, and just like slouch down and just hood over and just.
Yep. That sounds about right.
In fact, that's also how I plan.
I assume that it's just you telling us how you travel.
Just want it to be known that the entire time that Rev is not on this plane, Azad is anxiously like looking at the door and like stimming and playing with her dress and like looking at the door and standing up and like, I don't see her yet. Okay.
Jesus.
I need the Canax, really.
Truthfully, the person who really needed it, yeah. There are more. You could take one.
No, I don't know that I need it.
Okay. That seems fair.
I'm not self-aware enough for that.
Yep. As they are like, all right, raise the gangplank. Like Rev comes like waltzing up with a bag of hunky donuts. That's
Do
the name.
the donuts age in her bag of holding? Like, if she dies like 2 years from now, are they just gonna be like moldy, decayed?
If they're there for years, yes. So
Okay,
they do have to be like removed periodically.
But I was planning on like probably every 3 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah.
It's
It's
refreshing
a
donut.
very well disclosed fact that Rev has severe ADHD. So sometimes it's like 2 months and sometimes it's like 2 days.
Cool.
Happens.
Eh.
Especially if you get snacky and eat all of them, which is
Also that. Yeah.
happens.
Hashtag relatable
yeah.
content. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
I will say that there is a not insignificant amount of struggle to get the very much asleep Alistar on board. That for sure is a problem. That also can be resolved as part of the one shot. Have fun with that. The
Flight
flight.
attendants are like, Are we trafficking the bugbear?
Legal?
No, Al, tell them that it's okay. Tell them to be here. Al, tell them it's okay.
So you just have to like weekend at Bernie's, Al. You're like, I'm okay.
I mean, I do have ghost sounds. So I could theoretically ghost sound his voice.
Cool.
Being like, I'm having a great time. This is doth be
That's
wonderful.
part of the one shot.
This is doth be wonderful. Oh boy. Cool.
Wow.
So, the trip happens. In whatever way it eventually happens. TBD. Upon arrival, which is dramatic and is resolved with Corny behind the wheel of the airship as it comes into land.
Let's bring this baby in!
Just like just maniacally cackling.
Like windshield is definitely broken. The air is just like streaming through. His cloak's billowing behind him.
Multiple passengers have taken Xanax at this point.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Half the plane's asleep.
Strong chance that Rev is like standing on top of it with her tools out.
That feels
strong
right.
chance.
Rev's on the wing of the plane, like
yeah,
It's
possibly like Spider-Man holding it together. Yeah,
yes.
badly.
Yes.
I'm just really excited to
Yeah.
find out how much money Patrick convinced people to give them.
Also that.
Yeah, we get off the plane with so much fucking money.
Oh boy. I feel so good and or bad for the person who ends up having to DM it because it's I'm playing a random NPC on the flight so that I get to play in this one shot and don't have to DM it.
Yeah. Somebody get Pat Edwards.
Pat Edwards.
Honestly,
Yeah,
You've
Tell
been
Pat to
voluntold,
come
baby.
DM our
Yep.
chaos.
Has been
Yeah.
summoned.
Yeah, someone clip it and send it to Pat so he knows what he's got to do.
Yep.
Good
Perfect.
fucking luck.
Good
You've
luck.
got a starting point and an ending point. Good luck.
That's actually like a very
Honestly.
fun challenge.
Yeah.
I would love to do that as well. That'd be so much fun.
And we've landed.
And you've landed. Amazing. God knows how well. We'll find out. As you all disembark, you are in the capital city of Estabel. This is Omasarian. It is another huge city. Different from Galtza, which is feels a little bit more like kind of like old school. Has it very much like medieval in its architecture. Omasarian, in stark contrast, is quite industrial. Feels much more. It's a good way to describe it. Like there are effectively skyscrapers here, right? There's these huge buildings that are kept together primarily by magic. There are significantly more like mechanical apparati all around. So modes of transportation, there are like trolleys that are steam powered, sort of like just billowing smoke and whatnot into the air. The air here is like thick and kind of chokes you as you arrive. No, not that way. Jesus. Get me out. The people here are also like a lot less likely to like greet you or acknowledge you or look you in the eye. Whereas a lot of folks sort of like wore like brighter colors in Galtza. Here it's a lot of like grays and browns and blacks and like navy blues. There has been a significant amount of conflict sort of in the border region with their neighbor, the nation of Awarianthada, and so there are like battalions of troops moving through some of the larger thoroughfares, and some of the like larger like machines of war that they have designed. Upon arrival, though, as you guys sort of make your way out and try to get your bearings here in a city that is probably 5 or 6 times the size of Galtza, so you're looking at a population of probably 750,000. Rev, you receive a couple of buzzes on your shell.
Yeah, she'll check it.
Cool.
I think she also would text. She would have texted Rosie before they got on, by the way, to let her know where
Cool.
we are.
Sweet. So at some point over the course of the flight, she got back to you and said, like, cool, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I have more info. And maybe within 15 or 20 minutes of you guys arriving, you get a note. It says, just got some info from a friend of a friend. There's something weird happening in Olaneus. People are missing. There's some sort of strange disease. Gonna head there first.
And that's from Rosie.
Yeah, this is from Rosie. Would be great if you guys could meet us. If you're busy in Omisarian, obviously understand. We can also just meet you there.
I mean, I think I'll just text her and be like, yeah.
Cool.
How far? How do we know how far it is from?
Olaneus is from Omisarian is it's only like a couple of hours by horseback.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just be like, yeah, we'll be there in like 2 hours. Sure.
I love that there are airplanes, but also you have to go by horseback.
It's only like 7 feet. It's fine.
Yeah, it's 7 feet. Olaneus is actually so Zeki. If you zoom in, Olaneus is see there's sort of the estuary that feeds into the large river that Omisarian is on the coast of, and Olaneus is actually on that little estuary, almost directly north. So if you want to sort of zoom in there for folks, there's a little dot to the right of the name. It is very small. I'll probably make that larger. So.
Oh, this one.
Yes, that little dot right there.
Yeah, I will just tell the group and be like, yeah, fair assumption that their like carriages kind of taxi stand style outside of here.
Yep. Or you can there's
hire,
also like,
or I could rent a car locations. Great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the local enterprise rent a horse.
Do we have our licenses
for horses?
I think I'm old enough.
The guy at the counter looks over the counter is like,
Small Detective Corner, you are 9 years
how old are you? I'm not sure you are old enough to drive. You are just a small child.
I'm 9.
Adult. No,
look, we just need a minivan. We'll all fit in a minivan.
We can rent the smaller van, yes. Do you want one with or without armament?
With.
Okay, do you want conventional or unconventional armament?
What's unconventional?
Let me show you. He walks you guys outside, and what you see is like there are these like we'll call them vans. Yeah, sure. And you see there's like sort of like the normal passenger versions, and then you find the like not passenger versions, which you begin to see that they are like reinforced. There is essentially like they are armored vehicles. Some of them have sort of like repeating crossbows on top. Some of them have like large, like much larger versions where it's just like you have like a scorpion essentially on top.
Reggie's just gonna start listing. She's like, I'm gonna want one that's got it's got magical defenses and non-magical defenses and can withstand bludgeoning and most magical spells, and I would it's got to have enough room for us to be able
do you need a specific permit or license for these? This feels very dangerous to just be renting them out to
for the one for the passenger van, yes. For the ones with weapons, no, we just let anyone take those. Yes.
Fuck yeah.
No background check, no anything, it's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
We
all right, so if I wanted the best one you've got in the non-conventional, how much is that going to run me for a week?
For a week? Let's see, it would be about 300 gold per day.
Don't get the insurance, it's a scam.
It's okay, Patchwork got 200,000 gold on the airplane.
And I have the wallet from
Pat, I hope you're paying attention.
Yeah, Pat Edwards.
I also have the wallet
Don't forget to
from,
give me my gold.
From Jeffrey.
Oh,
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we 300 gold per day, which puts you at 2100 gold for the week, assuming there are no repairs or anything like that upon return. You can drop off the vehicles at any of other locations, but I will be honest. As he walks you
I cannot
to this
believe
van,
we aren't role playing the armory, but we're role playing renting a car.
You know,
Yes.
I was gonna say, hey, loyal fans out there, don't forget shopping on your
Oh
bingo
my
card.
god.
this is shopping. This is renting. It's different.
Before we go out, I'm gonna kind of bend down by Patchwork and whisper into their ear. You know that thing you do, where you make people feel generous? You should try that. See what happens.
We will do our best.
What kind of save do I have to make?
Oh boy. So here's what's going to occur.
Sure.
Patrick is going to look at this individual. I don't know what they are. This shady car personage.
He's a half elf.
A half elf. Perfect. I love him. I love him so
A
much.
little goatee. He's got like a little soul patch.
Patrick comes up and says, "Greetings, purveyor of less than legitimate vehicles.
Oh, these are very legitimate.
We would like to confide in you. We are on an important quest to rescue many children,
Oh.
and we do require that we remain within our budgetary constraints. So you would be a hero to us, our party, if you gave us one of these cars.
Forever.
We will bring it. We will bring it back.
You promised to bring it back?
We vow to bring it back to you. You
Pinky
will become a
promise?
great hero in the tale that is being woven. May we sketch you?
Is there a role
What kind
that
of
they have to
save
make?
do I have to make for this? This absolute insanity.
You must attempt a will save.
Okay. He only has a +2 to this. That's a 3, so 5.
So that's a critical failure.
What does that mean?
A failure, except the duration is 4 rounds, and the target must repeat the effects of failure for each of its turn.
Oh,
The end of each of its turn. Nah, it's cool. It just
Give
give
us
us
the
the car. We take the car. It doesn't cost us anything.
Amazing. He's like, you know what? I have heard the rumors of children being taken, and you know, I was child once, so I feel like it's probably a good thing for them to be saved.
You shall be remembered as what is your designation?
Igor.
Igor, the protector of children.
Ah,
And
ooh, great start to it, yes.
as Patrick finishes the artwork, they like put in some filigree on the bottom. Igor, the protector of children, goes, for you to remember your good charitable deeds.
Incredible. I will hang this in my room, and I will forever cherish it.
You have
You
been
will-
cataloged as a hero of children on this day.
I like to think that I am this. Thank you. And he shows you guys to this like ludicrous van. It's like, think like Mad Max Fury Road. This thing's got a plow on the front. There's like a small space in the back where you can like put all your weapons and armor. And up top is what is effectively like a lightning gun. It just fucking shoots like a lightning bolt at the top. It's like
What?
a turret, a manned turret that shoots lightning.
I will slip a platinum in his. I'm gonna reverse pickpocket him a platinum just to say it's like a third of a day's cost, but like maybe it'll make him feel better.
Yeah. He's busy admiring this beautiful drawing of Igor, the protector of children, and does not notice. I won't even have you make a check. You fire the magical engine up, and this puppy roars to life. God, this is insanity.
Are we never gonna have to pay for anything again with patchwork in our midst?
I mean, if I roll well, you will still have to. I just have to roll well, which apparently I can't do.
I have other things I can do as well, so don't even worry about it.
I have a goal that we never pay for another thing in the entirety of this game.
God, I hate it so much.
But I really want to have to call Jeffrey and tell him to give us more money.
I mean, you could probably.
You could still do that. You don't need to run out.
Like,
of
it's
money.
been 6 hours. How did you spend 25,000?
Have you seen the car?
To be clear, I want you guys to know the trip from Galsa to Omasarian on airship is 5 days. So it did take you a chunk of time to get here.
Oh,
Wow.
So,
That's
haha, you got to
Very
fill 5 days.
longer than even on the adventure.
Reasonably could have. That's going to be an amazing one shot.
Yeah.
Reasonably could have spent that much gold.
Yeah. Oh, easily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
only $5,000 a day.
Yes.
Yeah,
Small,
only.
small detective Corna, you should be the one to take the wheel on the vehicle. You did land us safely here in Omasarian.
You know,
Yeah, Connor, you know, I really see you differently after these last 5 days.
Oh my god, this is where you realize.
Holy.
I see you for the adult you are.
I really am just starting to get a little bit older.
Is your voice deeper now too?
He
Holy
hit puberty. It was his
shit.
10th birthday.
Oh god.
Wow.
Was
Wait,
it
it
your
was his
10th
10th
birthday on the flight?
Sure.
Oh my god, I can't wait for this one shot.
Oh,
Clip that.
He's
God.
now
Send it back
officially a
too.
middle-aged kobold.
Oh boy. Wow.
My knees, they just don't feel the same anymore when I wake up.
There's so many notes that we have to give Pat.
Yeah, poor Pat.
So much information.
I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. I like corny being like this, so it's really hard
Yeah.
to
That's
be
fair.
like
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
corny
You can
now.
just take
I
all
just-
that character.
I just
growth.
have more respect for you now. That's the only difference.
That's fair.
Cool. Can you make a reflex save for me, Corey?
I mean, can I? Yes.
Will you?
Yes, I can. Yo, that's a 28. I fucking
Dude,
ride
this thing
dirty.
is so much easier to drive than an airship.
There's only like 2 ways it can go. Well, kind of backwards and forwards too, I guess. But compared to the plane, it's just so much easier. There's an entire axis I can't really control.
Cool. You guys fucking tear off down the road. And like 20 minutes later, Igor's like, wait, what the fuck? Why did that say this? Oh, shit. Which, you know, hey, he's going to put in a stolen vehicle report.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
I shout as we're like driving off. It's fine. I'm 10.
Jesus.
Fucking hell.
While we're driving, Azad, I just conjure a little mage hand that is busy like unscrewing the plates because I have a feeling it's gonna be
The
reported.
license plate?
Yes. Because if it's reported as stolen, I don't want it.
Are you like also filing off serial numbers? Are you actually a hardened criminal and we're just finding this out now?
I'm very smart. I'm very book smart, and I understand even if
I
I've
don't
never
think-
done it
I
before.
don't think you know where the serial numbers are. So there.
I think I do. I'm rolling for serial
Okay,
numbers.
roll for serial numbers. No, this is gonna be a what kind of a check? I'm
Library
gonna
lore?
no. God no. Fucking absolutely not. Under no circumstances is this library lore. Get the fuck out of here.
Would this be like a society check?
This is gonna be a thievery check because this is like
Thievery?
underground. Yeah, this is gonna be underground
That's
knowledge.
bullshit.
Nope, this is what it's gonna be.
Can I use my
No.
no, because I have a thing where if I fail, I can immediately re-roll. Where is it? Fucking titties. Where is it? Here it is.
Aggressive.
Oh no, I can't. Never mind.
Perfect.
That's a 7.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know where serial numbers are.
Okay, well at least get the plates off.
Yeah, sure. Never mind the fact that it's the only van that they had that has a fucking lightning cannon on top. But yeah, that's fine. So, you guys tear off up the road on your way to Olaneus. A couple of hours later, you begin to see the town itself. It is quite small. I'll tell you guys right now, the population is under 200. So we're talking
shit.
like little town.
What percentage of their children are missing? Given that information,
You don't know yet.
Okay.
So driving out from Omasarian, initially you go through the like large sort of swamp, which you guys would know. Sort of generally, this was the site of a huge battle at one point. And so you can still, like, to this day, there are still remnants of like ancient machines of war that are, you know, like slowly sinking into the mud, but maybe haven't yet. Every so often, you can still see like a spirit sort of like roaming off in the distance. But as you arrive, the couple miles sort of preceding it sort of change into this like rolling, like fertile farmland. It becomes almost picturesque in stark contrast to the sort of like smoke and sound and lights of Omasarian and the stink of the swamp. And you crest a hill and see below you about 60 houses, give or take. You see smoke emanating from a couple of them. There are some interesting things of note, even from this distance. You see that up on a small hill, set back a little bit away from the rest of the town, is a large manor house. The roof is ablaze with torches and other means of sort of keeping as much light as possible around it. And there are about 24 huge bonfires around the outside of the town that keep it completely lit in like a ring. And then from here, even as you drive up, you can see that there are smaller bonfires at like larger intersections, and there are torches everywhere. It is a sight that none of you has ever seen before, where it almost looks like the town is on fire. You can tell that it's not, but there's so much light and so much fire here that it does give you pause. As you pull into town in your ridiculous fucking vehicle,
can I actually
Super nondescript.
No, so actually before we get close enough to town,
totally under the radar.
No, I'm gonna cast illusory object and I'm gonna make it look like just a normal fucking car.
Okay, how big is illusory object? What's the size of that spell?
500 feet.
That's the range?
20-foot burst.
20 foot. Okay, that.
Yep.
What's the duration?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So I'd like to do it like when we're just entering the town, so we can at least get in a little bit under the radar.
Sweet. All right, you are able to do that. You pull in and are immediately greeted by a group of 4 guards. They are wearing just sort of like simple attire, chainmail underneath, like tabards that sport a red bear against a starry night sky. And as one of them holds their hand up to sort of get you to stop, we will end tonight's session. You in your fucking car with the spells and
I was gonna
shit.
pay for it.
Well, it was bullshit. It's fine. You guys are gonna have to deal with the consequences of stealing in
I was
Estabel.
gonna pay for it.
Oh, there.
Let it be known that Al is not okay with this. he's expecting us to return it, but that'll come later.
Oh, okay.
Patchwork definitely will be returning this week. That was the agreement.
Should we take a like 5 to 7 minute break and then come back for talk back?
Sure.
Q. All right, Zeki. Yeah.
Take us away.
Zach, you may remove us from the online. Unline us, please. Offline us. It's been a
See y'all in a
See y'all in a couple
couple
minutes.
Yeah.
In a moment.
Yeah.